Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 16th. This week you have this TikTok card and this orphan card. So I think you've had the orphan card with me recently. So we're going to have to look into that for sure. Although your first row looks very positive. So, again, the TikTok card kind of says it's like time to make a move. It's time to make things happen in your life. So if you need to make a move, like any move at all, then I would say that it could be a good time to do that. We do have Mercury going direct on the 15th. So obviously, if you're watching this after the 15th, then never mind. But although, the message still applies, like it's time to take action. Mercury has moved direct. And even though we still have Mars retrograde, Mars retrograde is a little bit different, even though it is happening in your sign. I still wouldn't let it stop you from taking action on something that you need to get started on. And I also see this fiery beginnings card here. So again, there's clearly like some sort of new beginning or something that you need to get started on. So I would definitely get moving. You have the Ten of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, or, good things happening after a difficult period of time. So there definitely could be some improvements coming in for you at this time. It's also a card of choosing happiness. So if you're sitting there and saying, my life sucks, then the Ten of Cups says, well, you have to choose happiness. These people are standing in the real world, but they are choosing to do things that make them happy. And that's exactly what I would do to get out of the situation. Again, I don't know, I'm living proof, right? I used to be miserable many years ago. I had a big business failure, and I sat in my room. I always tell the story, and I did nothing for 4 years except stare at my wall and, I just think negatively the entire time, and positive thinking changed my life. So again, I'm a big fan of positive thinking and getting moving and to fix things. So, again, that's what I would do with the Ten of Cups. Could also be a little bit of love here. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, if you're hoping for a connection, could be a new connection. Could be someone who's older than you with the King of Swords. King of Swords can be someone who's older, more mature, or someone who carries themselves in a very mature way. Again, I say that, it's not always true that the King of Swords is older, because it could just be someone who's very mature or carries themselves in a mature way. I also think that you need to use all your knowledge and wisdom. Like, you need to be the one to use all the things that you've been learning over the years for your future success. And we see success right here. We have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is like a victory or big success coming in for you. Ace of Swords cuts both ways. I always say that the Ace of Swords can represent a sacrifice. We have a palm frond right here, this olive branch on this side. The palm trees in the tarot, they can represent like survivor energy, or they can even represent abundance on the high priestess, which we'll actually talk about in just a minute. But they also represent sacrifice. So sometimes with this Ace of Swords, we have to like cut one thing out so we can have something better. I think I've been saying to you all year, Leo, that it's like time for you to reclaim your crown. And so wherever you have been feeling low, I think it's time for you to like lift yourself up. The crown exists above the mountains here. And so there, the mountains say there might be some sort of obstacle for you to overcome. Or maybe you already have, I'm not sure. And, you need to get reclaim your crown, right? Let's see. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. I think, like, if I were a fire sign, I would totally understand not wanting to work with people right now. I think just based off of fire sign, all fire signs, but, I'm talking to you here, Leo. I think based off your astrology, I think I can easily see how there have been a lot of personal issues with people in your life. So, I can see how it would be hard for fire signs to want to work with other people. But at the same time, I think that if you have learned lessons from working together with other people where it didn't work out, and this includes love as well, of course, and I think as long as you apply those lessons, apply what you learned, then you will be much more successful. The other thing is, Three of Pentacles always says to me that you need to be the leader. Like, you need to be number one right here. If you're working together with other people, I think you need to make sure that they're coming in a support position, lifting you up. And it's not saying you can't lift them up as well, but, I'm just saying, like, I think maybe you get in trouble where you try to lift other people up and then they screw you over or they do you dirty. And, I would be careful of that. With the King of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, of course, is a card of independence. I do feel you could be attracting someone who's very independent, very well off with the Nine of Pentacles as well, so take how it resonates. Nine of Pentacles, it is a card of independence, but that doesn't mean that you have to be alone with the Nine of Pentacles. It just means you're independent. Also a great card for money. I definitely feel money is a big focus for Leo over the next couple of years at least, like trying to improve your finances. I feel like you're trying to get back to something as well. Like maybe you used to make more than you do right now. And so I just get this feeling of like trying to get back to that place or trying to get to a better place. But I also get like a weird feeling here, Leo, of like playing too small. It's almost like, you are a 6'4", 250-pound muscle-bound football player, and it's like, imagine if you are playing with a bunch of children. It's like that's like the feeling I get here, where it's like the reason you're not as successful as you could be is because it's like you're not in the NFL, right? I think you need to join the NFL here. I think you need to challenge yourself. I think you need to do something harder. Was that vivid enough? There you go. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah. Six of Wands is a victory or a big success coming in for you, especially with the Ace of Swords. So I think that there could be a victory. We also have 2 6s, which I love. 2 6s kind of says you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card that says avoid drama. Yes, Mars retrograde in your sign. I would avoid drama at all cost. You also have the Strength card. I think you need to put your strength on display. It's like you have certain skills. Again, it's like if you're playing Pee Wee football, but you could be in the NFL, it's like obviously you're not getting the right kind of attention. And so I think that these cards could be saying like it's time. The parents on the field are probably getting pissed off that you're steamrolling their children, right? So it's like a time for you to get onto a different playing field. And I think that pushing yourself, challenging yourself, doing harder things. And again, I'm not talking about like working yourself to the bone here, right? There's a big difference. But I think just sometimes in life we just have to challenge ourselves to do something harder. And I kind of feel that's what the first part of the reading is saying. You have the 5 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Swords. 10 of Swords, sorry. The 5 of Cups can represent regrets or sadness. It's funny because I went live with Devin Dewar the other day on her channel, and I was talking about how I feel like fire signs are being affected mostly by the way things used to be, like thinking, like I used to be able to, do this activity and work and it would make me a bunch of money, but it doesn't anymore. And like if I were a fire sign as well, this is something that I would be working on, like not staying too stuck in what used to work, especially in work or business, or especially with your finances. And it's like, yes, maybe it sucks that you can't like do the same thing you used to make a bunch of money. But I think there are newer and better ways that are going to become available to you here, Leo, especially if you learn or educate yourself about like what it is that you do financially. And, I would be learning new ways because again, when he turns around, he sees these 2 cups and this bridge and this castle. So it's like, he needs to be grateful for what he has, these 2 cups, and then he gets something much better. And I think that's available to you. It's like something much better. You have the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is about planting seeds in a new direction. It's about taking the first steps as well. So clearly, with the Ace of Swords, 6 of Wands to the 6 of Pentacles, it's kind of like time for you to take your first few steps in a new direction, especially if you're feeling left out. The 5 of Cups would basically be the orphan card in this deck. It's like feeling left out, feeling discouraged, disappointed, all those feelings. And I think this is saying, well, there's something much better that you could have in your life, but you have to like take those first few steps to make it happen. And that's what I would do with that 6 of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords can definitely be feeling stabbed in the back. Again, if you have had issues with people in your life in general, especially people that you work with, but it doesn't have to just be people you work with, Leo. It could just be people that have disappointed you in general. I kind of feel the 10 of Swords is talking about letting it go, as hard as that can be, right? Especially with Mars retrograde in your sign, you might want to start drama. You might want to, kind of go off. But I feel this is encouraging you not to do it, right? With the 5 of Cups, you have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, there's something better coming in for you. It's clear to me that there is, this fiery beginnings card really stood out to me at the beginning. And it says, you're on the brink of a real breakthrough. Follow your heart and live your passion. So again, I think you need to escape this comfort zone of what used to be, what used to work in your life, and go get something better. I think there's something much, much better coming in for you. I would also still, the other thing I'm getting here, Leo, is I would be careful of what people are telling you, because it's like they don't know the future. And, it's like you could have people in your life that are telling you like, oh, don't go do this or don't go do that because it's not going to work. But really it could. So I don't know, it just popped into my head real quick when I was looking at this, that there could be people that are still in, also with the 10 of swords and the 7 of swords, there could be people that are like, oh, don't go do this thing with your life because, it's not going to work or whatever. But I think they're wrong. So if someone's telling you that, don't listen. With the 6 of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. It's time for fun, time for adventure. I think that I do get a little bit of this energy here and here, that you could be taking some things too seriously. Like it's almost like your problems are like inflated, like I'm not saying your problems aren't real here, Leo. Like I'm not discounting your experience. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that if all you're doing is worrying about your problems or whatever's going on, and you're kind of not being more spontaneous and playful, then I feel like you're going to miss out on the solution. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't take care of your problems, but it's like, it's like I've had people in my life who have told me, especially like I can remember my grandfather, right? Like when I was younger, there were certain problems that I was dealing with, and he was like way more freaked out about it than I was, like some things that I was dealing with, and it used to piss him off that like I wasn't like just constantly sitting in this energy of worrying, but like I just knew that doing that wasn't going to solve the problem. Right? And so I kind of feel like this is saying that you need to not just constantly like stew in the mess. And, I think you need to kind of get out and be more playful and messy and not worry about it, be a little bit more carefree about it, because that might find a solution. With the 10 of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. A Wheel of Fortune can represent a change in your fortunes, and I definitely feel that there could be some sort of positive change in your fortunes coming in for you with the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel pretty good about this. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Crow Spirit. It says, you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. Love it. You have this Fiery Beginnings. It says you're on the brink of a real breakthrough. Follow your heart and live your passion. Yes, I think your life, again, if I were a Leo, that's the game we're going to play today, then this is exactly what I would be doing, is something that I'm more passionate about. I think the clouds in Leo's life are what they think they need to do. I think the sun that will burn away the clouds is Leo doing what they want to do and not thinking about what they think they should do, right? And so I think, did that make sense, Leo? Probably not. But, I think that you need to take action on your heart and like what your heart wants, even if it doesn't make sense, because that's where the real breakthrough is going to come from. You have the 3 of Cups, the High Priestess, and the 7 of Swords. 3 of Cups is, kind of community, celebration, fun, party, having fun with people in your life, which would definitely be a good idea, especially with what I said on that Knight of Wands energy. I think that would be an amazing energy for you to embrace, so that's what I would do here. You have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition. I find that Leo is very intuitive. So, I live with my brother, and he's a Leo, and he says things to me, like, I cannot tell you how many times a day he'll come to me, and he'll say something to me, like, about something I just watched on YouTube, for example. Like, the other day, I was watching this video, and he was like, oh, I was just thinking about this thing. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, where did that come from? So, very intuitive. Does he use it? No, not at all. But, again, I think Leo needs to trust their intuition for sure. And I also think you need to realize your potential. Again, she represents unlimited potential. And now that I think about it, Leo, you always get the High Priestess with me. She has no roof over her head, and it represents unlimited potential. The only thing that is preventing her success is herself. So, get out of your own way is what this is saying. You have the 7 of Swords. I would be careful of past people just in general. I'm not talking about just love either. I'm talking about friends, people you've worked with. Again, if you have had issues with people like I described, then, right here with this collection of cards, I would definitely say that they're still tricky and, all that other stuff. 7 of Swords can also represent finding another way to do things, which again, if I were a Leo, that's exactly what I would be trying to do, is I would look at my life and I would look at all the things I want, and then I would look at all the things I do to try to get what I want, and I would be thinking to myself, like, is there a better way? Like, what else can I do? How can I do things differently? Or, is there a different approach that I could take? And that's what I would be thinking about with this 7 of Wands energy for sure. With the 3 of Cups, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, I think you will be working together with new people in the future, especially if you have a business, a career where you work together with people. I think over the past couple of years, you've had these issues with people you've worked with. It's very clear to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think that what you have learned is like how to trust people or how to find the right people. So like, I think it's time to change your story as far as working with people is concerned. The Eight of Pentacles could also just be you celebrating harvest with the Three of Cups. So, some of you could be making more money or doing things to make more money. With the High Priestess, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, like slow progress. So maybe progress has been slow, or maybe it has taken time for you to make progress. But I do think that there could be really solid progress coming in for you with the Knight of Pentacles, which I love. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Sun. Are you kidding? I was talking about, not there, but I was talking about how, you are the sun that can burn away the clouds, right? And so I think you need to do that. The Sun is also you. So showing up as yourself puts you in a position of power and strength. So really good. Next, in your the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says, have faith in your dreams. You also have this card that says your hard work is paying off. So love it. Definitely could be improving with your work. And I do think you need to have faith that you can accomplish your dreams or something that you're dreaming of for sure. You have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Leo, I do feel like saying, for those of you that are single and looking, again, or if you have your eye on a person, I think you need to let go of your fears with that Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. It's coming up in the good stuff, which is a good thing. But you start with that Orphan card, and then we have the Ten of Cups right next to it. It's like you might have your eye on a person here, but you could be fearing that this person will leave you, or that you'll be abandoned with the Nine of Swords, or something like that. So, again, I think you have to let go of those fears. But this could be love. Ace of Cups can also just be your emotions overflowing, being really happy. So there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you with this card. You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare, so it can represent having a nightmare, waking up, and being stuck in a nightmare. So it might be time for you to kind of like get out of your head with the Nine of Swords, and yeah, that's exactly what I would do with this card. You have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of healing or resting, relaxing, recovering. I do think that you could be healing from the Nine of Swords. So again, if there's something that's been repeating or a part of your story that's been repeating, then I would say that these two cards would say you're healing. It's almost like you are healing from your story, and you could finally be changing your story, which is a good thing. Yes. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Amazing. Definitely very positive. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. So if you want love, Ten of Pentacles is like the best love card in the deck. It can represent a really solid connection coming in for you. Ten of Pentacles is kind of like everything you want and desire. The Ten of Pentacles could also just be amazing for your money here, Leo. Again, I don't think money is necessarily going to be easy for Leo, but I think it'll be worth it. So it's like you're going to have to put the work in to get it, which is true for everyone, but, I think it'll be worth it. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Two of Cups. I knew this was about love, that Nine of Swords. It's like, I think you're fearing that you're going to repeat a cycle if you allow love into your life again. But if you have your eye on a person, especially with that Ace of Cups, then, I think that this person is very different. Two of Cups is meant to represent a person who is different than your usual type. And Two of Cups is a great card for communication as well. So, there could be great communication with a new person, or this could be you attracting a new person. But, Two of Cups is a great, soulmate card, or just a great connection card in general. So if you want love, I would definitely go for it. With the Four of Swords, you have the Hangman. The Hangman is, he's put himself in Hangman mode to gain enlightenment. And so if things have been on pause, or if you feel like your life has been on pause, then this can say that you're finally getting answers to what you have been waiting for. And so, that's what I would say there. It's like you're getting the answers you need based off of like what you have been waiting for. And I think that there could be answers here. You have this eye card. It says psychic ability, trust your intuition. We talked all about this, Leo, how you definitely need to trust your intuition. I think your intuition is on fire. Like, don't doubt it, especially if your intuition tells you something or tries to get you to move in a new direction. I definitely would trust that with this energy. You have a Spear card that says heartache over what you no longer have. Yes, I've told the story before, Leo. I think that, I'm pretty sure I said in one of your last readings that it's almost like your readings have been saying to me that you did lose something, like maybe this year, that was important to you, and maybe you feel like you took a step back. I think in your last reading, I said that to me, like, I put myself in your shoes, and it feels to me like you have stepped backwards. And if so, I take that intuitively to mean that this year, 2024, that it feels like, I don't know, it feels like you were making progress and then you stopped, and like it feels like it went backwards. And I think maybe this triggered some old fears or old worries or old concerns, and I would definitely let that go. The other secret sauce here for you, Leo, is going to be to adapt to new things. Like, yes, it's like maybe things aren't the way they used to be in work or business or love or whatever, but there are still solutions that are like waiting to be discovered. So I think you need to discover the solutions. You have this wedge card that says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I literally said in this reading, if someone is telling you not to do something, I would ignore them. I would not listen to them because I feel like they are steering you away from something that would be really good for you. So, again, I don't remember where I said that. I got it like maybe on the Knight of Wands or something like that. I was getting this feeling of like a person saying, like, it's almost like I can see a person in my head who's like, oh, don't do that. That's dangerous. Or, don't do that. It doesn't work. Or don't date that person because they're a cheater or something. And it's like, but really this person's just doesn't want you to have something, right? So there you go. You have this desk card that says, pay attention to your work. Yes, I think there are answers in your work. I also think if you're open to solutions, then you will find a lot of solutions. I pulled 2 cards at the end here. You have this pig card that says, beware of greed. I would definitely be careful of greedy people for sure. And then you also have the shield that says you need to defend yourself. So again, if you're dealing with greedy people, I would just put up healthy boundaries or protect yourself. But all in all, I like this reading for you, Leo. Really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.